This episode 13 of Dads on Wrestling, is brought to you by J.J. Williams, the Renegade of Wrestling, and Talk Wrestling's own Jeff Meacham. Starts now.
It's brought to us by us, huh? All right,
I know,
that
right?
works for me.
We're our own sponsors.
We're our own sponsors this week.
It's just like WWE, baby. If every now and then they sponsor their own pay-per-view because they don't want to shell out the cash to Slim Jim, 7-Eleven,
Snickers, whoever. Yeah, exactly. Screw you, Mars Candy. We're sponsoring our own damn selves.
That's right, baby.
Wow.
We're back here this week on a brand new episode of Dads of Wrestling. As the anonymous announcer man said, I am the Renegade of Wrestling, J.J. Williams. He is Mr. T.W. Jeff Meacham, and we are here today to discuss the 2011 class of the WWE Hall of Fame.
And that's about as prestigious as it gets with that voice right there. It's,
well,
you've got this guy and a couple others, but yeah.
In fact, just to keep the prestige momentum we've got, let's start with the Heartbreak Kid, the showstopper, the icon, the main event, Mr. WrestleMania, Shawn Michaels, a.k.a. Michael Shawn Hickenbottom.
That's right. He deserves it. No question about that. You know, Shawn, you know, I am wearing this shirt, and granted, you know, a lot of people sour on Hulk these days, and including me. I've said it. You know, if I had money to replace it, I'd tear this shirt. Yeah. If you watched Talk Wrestling a couple weeks ago, yeah. Anyway, and if you didn't, you should. Hulk was to the '80s what Shawn Michaels was to the '90s, as far as the WWE is concerned. There's no question about that.
At least until the mid-'90s, when Austin Mania took over.
Well, like '97 on, Austin took over Shawn.
Yeah.
But then again, Shawn was gone with a back, you know, stretched about 4 weeks to Tuesday.
Exactly.
So,
like I said, up until about the mid-'90s when Austin Mania took over.
Yeah. So, you know, but Shawn Michaels, you know, Vince came out there at the Hall of Fame 2 years ago and called Stone Cold the greatest WWE superstar of all time. I gotta disagree with Vince on that one, because of anybody that's been in the WWE from the golden age of the '80s on, you gotta go with Shawn Michaels, because not only did Shawn epitomize the late '80s as the tag team and the early to mid '90s as the singles great that he was, but he came back and still owned.
This is very true, but the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes himself, made a very good point on the Raw that he guest hosted a couple years ago when he did that spot with DX. He was talking about how, you know, Triple H asked him whose idea it was to come up with the Shockmaster, and he kind of ashamedly had to come hang his head and say his own. And Shawn started laughing, and Dusty was like, "You're just mad because WCW whooped you guys in the ratings when you were champion."
Oh, that's true.
All three times that Shawn Michaels had the title, WCW was whooping WWF's ass in the ratings.
This is very true. So,
you know, there's an argument to be said there that maybe Shawn shouldn't have ever had the belt in the first place if the ratings weren't up to par with him as champion.
True.
Just playing devil's advocate.
Of course,
I am not the biggest Shawn Michaels fan in the world. I give the devil his due, so to speak, for what he's done in the past. But just something about him always kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And no, it doesn't have to do with Montreal anymore. I've gotten over that. Just something about him just kind of always rubbed me the wrong way. Cannot deny the talent, but
it is, yeah, right.
Because Dusty made a good point.
And then another deserving group in the class of the Hall of Fame this year, the Road Warriors. Okay. And Paul Ellering, of course. They threw him in, which, you know, I'm surprised they threw Paul the Bone there, because for the most part, when LOD was in WWE, there was no Paul Ellering until the very end of their big run in WWE. But WWE recognizes greatness every once in a while, and they threw Paul the Bone there. So all three of them are going in this weekend, so that's very cool. I found it funny that they were called the only team to win a title in every Fed they worked in, at least. You know, the Dudleys did it later, and I arguably say they did it better. Yeah. Because LOD won one in each. Yeah. The Dudleys owned many times. Dominated everywhere they went. Even in the WWF's WCW, they were still tag team champions of WCW. So, you know. You gotta give the Dudleys their due, but they work for the other guys. So,
exactly. You know, so they don't count anymore.
They don't count anymore. They're like Benoit. They don't exist.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you know. Right, Chris Jericho? Anyway. That's not the best book ever. I'm sorry.
The Dudleys are mad fruit, and so are the LOD. I just gotta throw that in there. So remember, I told everybody, I'm not going to tell you what fruit means until the Renegade episode after WrestleMania. So
Tuesday.
So you got to look forward to that on Tuesday. Those of you that have read Undisputed, you know what fruit is all about. Those of you that haven't, go buy the book or wait till Tuesday. Give me some more ratings because I need some views, damn it.
Yeah, we need some viewers and subscribers on this show.
But yeah, the Road Warriors are definitely well deserving. We kind of knew it was going to happen,
especially
when
they
were coming to Chicago.
Right.
But it begs the question, why didn't they go into the Hall of Fame when the Hall of Fame was in Chicago?
Maybe we'll find out.
The only other person of the class that's actually deserving, in my opinion, is the original diva, Sunny.
Yes.
My guardian angel.
Yeah, we both met Tammy Sedge, Sunny, a couple different times.
Yeah.
She is one of the few people who you hear nothing but BS and garbage from everybody else. She was a sweetheart.
Yeah.
She, you know, for everything that she could have been, because let's face it, before there was Sable, before there was Enya, before there was even this lady, or Trish, or anybody, there was Sunny.
Yes.
Sunny has every right to have a head about 3 sizes too big.
Yes. The only women of importance that really came before Sunny were, of course, Sherry, Moolah, and Elizabeth.
Exactly.
And none of them really fit the diva mold, which is why she's got the nickname of the original
WWE diva. Exactly.
They were either wrestlers or they were arm candy. And granted, Sunny was arm candy, not really a wrestler, but she took the beauty of the diva to the next level.
Right. And she took...
the most downloaded woman on the internet for a while.
In 1996, she was AOL's most downloaded woman, which, you know, that's a pretty big deal in 1996.
Yeah.
So, and, you know, she... You know, we talk about the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
She injected a new life into those guys for a few months at WrestleMania 14 and came out there looking as sexy Sunny as ever.
Oh, yeah.
With the LOD, with the helmets and the badass, and they whooped that ass in the Battle Royal.
Yes.
Which, you know, that's probably going to be our Hall of Fame match for both of them.
Right.
Because, you know, what we're going to do, you know?
Unless we can dust off that SummerSlam match of the Road Warriors where they come riding in on the bikes.
I had that at home. But of course, Hawk was half sloshed off his ass right down to the ramp.
Which wasn't Hawk half sloshed? I mean, seriously, they did do that whole Hawk died angle in WWF where he fell off the freaking Titantron because Draws pushed him or whatever.
And now Draws is crippled. Now Draws is crippled. Hawk is dead. Animal. Yeah, Animal's his animal. There you go.
I wonder if they're going to bring Draws out to induct him. That would kind of be cool.
That would be cool.
Considering he did come in to the WWF as Puke, the third member of the LOD.
Right.
It would be cool to roll him out there and let him share his memories of riding with them in the WWF before his unfortunate accident at the hands of D'Lo Brown.
Yep.
And just get him out on TV again, because everybody misses Draws.
Yeah, no, we all love Draws, so, you know, Draws is cool.
Now on to the epic failures of the class of 2011.
The rest of the class...
And I got one word for you. Ho!
Lee crap.
I love Hacksaw.
I didn't plan that, by the way.
I love Hacksaw. He's a cool dude. You know, he's a great character. I met him a couple years ago at Raw in Anaheim, you know, when he was way past the twilight of his prime.
You know.
But I also cussed him out to his face when he was in WCW as a member of Team Canada.
Turncoat, son of a bitch.
That was back when I still, you know, was new to the wrestling and, you know, didn't know exactly what was storyline, what was real, and kind of got caught up in it a little bit. I cussed his ass out during WCW, and he was all up in my face ready to hit me, and I'm like, do it, bitch, do it!
Yeah.
I was hoping that they'd come back from that epic episode of Thursday Night Thunder and see during the break.
Right?
And show me cussing him out.
Yeah, seriously, that'd be awesome.
But Hacksaw, I mean, there's way better people that should go in the Hall of Fame other than Hacksaw.
But Jay, he's a former United States champion. He's a former World Television champion. He's a former King of the Ring. Who gives a shit?
He's also the first person to win the Royal Rumble.
True.
And that's like the highlight of his career.
Which is probably what we're going to watch.
That's back when jobbers were actually allowed to win the Royal Rumble.
This is true.
You know, because what jobbers won the Royal Rumble since him? I'll wait. Santino almost got it this year. That would have been awesome if Santino did it. Then he could induct Hacksaw and be like, see? Jobbers can win the Rumble. I did it too, Hacksaw! Bullet Bob Armstrong.
Ow. now. I can't even walk off camera. I can't even walk off camera.
That's why I stay on this side, Jeff, because I've got hallway.
Damn it.
Bullet Bob Armstrong. The only thing that I want to see, or hear even, is that.
Oh, you didn't know? Exactly.
If that music hits, because it's rumored that his sons are going to be inducting him.
Yep.
You've got referee Scott, and let's see. Yeah, everyone wants to hear referee Scott Armstrong give an induction speech. No. They want to hear the voice of the Outlaws, the Road Dogg Jesse James, command the WWE microphone one more time.
Can you imagine having to say, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, your next WWE Hall of Fame inductee, Bullet Bob Armstrong. People go.
And that'll be the biggest pop that Bullet Bob ever got.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, wait, no, he didn't get pops on TNA. Oh, wait, TNA doesn't count. That's right.
That's the other guys, Jeff. You keep forgetting about the other guys.
I forgot. I'm sorry. Let's see, who else? Drew Carey.
Yeah. I was going to save him for last.
Oh, go for it. By all means. Last but not
Abdullah the
fine.
Butcher. I kind of touched on him a little bit on Renegade of Wrestling last week.
You
My
did.
thoughts on Abdullah the Butcher. So I'm not going to say much, Jeff.
Granted, Abdullah is a legend. Granted, Abdullah has survived how many decades in this business, and he's got divots the size of poker chips in his head, like we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
But other than his brief little thing in WCW where he was Cactus's ally, then he was Cactus's foe, then he was Sting's, what the fuck did he do?
I'll still go on record as saying that without guys like Abdullah the Butcher, there probably would have never been an Extreme Championship Wrestling.
This is true. This is true. I'll give you that. Okay.
Which we all know as the little engine that could from the mid-90s. But aside from being inspiration to a bunch of people that were willing to cut themselves open in a bingo hall for 50 people.
Yeah. And, you know, I will say that the fact that Terry Funk's inducting him means something, because Terry Funk, you know, wouldn't induct just Joe Blow from Kokomo.
This is true.
So we'll see.
Which brings us to Drew Carey.
First of all, Bob Barker's inducting him, rumored, so shouldn't it be the other way around?
Yeah, I definitely think the only reason I'd like to see Bob Barker up there inducting Drew Carey is I want to see Bob Barker pull some Happy Gilmore shit and just knock Drew Carey out. Be like, this is for stealing my TV show.
And they'll right the camera. CBS, I'll be back on Monday.
Right?
I'm out of retirement, bitches.
Hey, if Leno could do it to Conan, then I think Bob Barker's got enough stroke to do it to Drew Carey.
Well, the difference is I have respect for Bob Barker.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, sorry.
But yeah.
Sorry, Jay, I have respect for you. Sorry.
This Hall of Fame class is so clusterfucky. I mean, Jeff, you seem to be the one with your hands in a bunch of cookie jars.
Yes.
No pun intended.
None taken.
You know, what happened to this WCW themed Hall of Fame?
You know, that was rumored for the longest time, and we've got Bob, who made an impact in WCW. We've got
Hacksaw, who turned heel on the world in WCW.
And we got the Road Warriors, who made a big impact in the Jim Crockett Promotions, all that. But
where's Luger? Where's the Outsiders?
Where's
Simmons? Savage? Yeah, where's Farouk? Where's Ron Simmons?
How about? I'm just saying, Double A.
Seriously, I mean, he's still a road agent.
He lives on the East Coast still. I think he lives in that area still. Put him in.
You know, J.J. Dillon.
Well, J.J.'s managing Adam Pearce on the weekends these days, so they probably couldn't get a hold of his ass. So, I love me my Adam Pearce and J.J.
Hey, if I had known that, dude, NWA Marquez, bring Dillon to Hollywood.
Please. I will so pose with him like this. I'll be the biggest goober.
Everybody will. I think everybody will. But you know, we're getting the wrap-up single from our cameraman, our substitute cameraman today, Stat Boy, and our anonymous voiceover.
The voice of God himself back there. Next show will be a little bit more positive, I think.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Next episode, which will be posted on Saturday, special weekend edition. You getting hit twice, bitches. WrestleMania predictions with Stat Boy himself. We'll see you then.